is my wish that after my talk, everybody here would want to sing, would want to join a choir, and that if by now you haven't found any choir yet, I think it's about time that you look for one. Many studies have been made and many articles have been written about the health benefits of music. You know that. But I'm not going to talk about that. Because I believe that we, especially Filipinos, sing because we love to. I've been asked many times this question by many foreign conductors. What is it with Filipinos? What do you have there? Why do Filipinos sing very well? And usually I just smile back at them. I don't know. All I know is that we love to sing. We don't care if it's good for our health. We just want to sing. We simply love to sing. I love singing, but singing does not love me. Maraming tinamaan. But I'm here to tell you that that is nonsense. And I'm sure you know that. Or maybe you belong to the other extreme. I'm a very good singer. I'm too good to join a choir. I am looking for very good singers. And maybe you can see me after. I'm looking for very good singers for my choir. But I'm not a good singer. I'm ashamed of my voice. Exactly why you should join a choir. It is in the choir where you can develop this skill. You can nurture this skill of singing, and you don't have to sing alone. In fact, when you sing with somebody else, you sound so much better. Yes, believe me. And we don't really have to take formal lessons to nurture this skill. We just have to do it together in a choir. I did not want to be a musician. And when I was young, my two sisters and I were made to study the piano. My father, who was a frustrated musician, he always told us that he wanted us to have what he did not have when he was younger. So what he did was to have us study the piano, and he would make sure that we rehearsed or we practiced regularly, 1 hour every day. I'd rather go outside and play with the other boys, but we were afraid of our dad, yeah. And he would lie down on the sofa and just listen to us while we practiced. And we would hope that he would fall asleep. And after a couple of hours, we will make him believe that we all finished practicing. And I was very good at that. When it was my turn to go to college, I told him that I loved math and that I wanted to be like him. He was a civil engineer. But he talked me out of it. And he told me, or he said that out of the 3 children that he has, I was the one who was most musical and he thought that I would be the musician in the family. Really? After all that cheating in the practice time. Many parents nowadays still believe that they should really push their children to pursue a career that would promise employment and good salary. And they would dissuade their children from taking music because it is common knowledge that musicians starve faster than other professionals. But my father was different. So he even added that, he even encouraged me that if after I studied music and then I would like to study something else, then he would support me. Wow, okay, fine. Okay. But I did learn to love music when I was already here at the College of Music here in UP. I never imagined, though, that I would practice the piano, not 1 hour, but 6 to 8 hours every day. I fell in love with the piano. Or so I thought. It was here in UP that I encountered for the first time this rather unique group called the UP Madrigal Singers, or the MADS, as we call them. For someone who goes to a concert of the MADS for the first time, you would see this. And this has become the identity of the Madrigal Singers. But because I was practicing the piano, I did not have time to really go to their concerts. One of the very first concerts that I went to was a homecoming concert in 1989. They just came back from a 6-month European tour, and where they won in several competitions. It was a big news during that time. And in that concert that I went to, it was here in the Abelardo Hall. It was jam-packed, really full. But I was able to squeeze in. At the very back part of the hall. And there in that concert, they sang most of the songs that they did in the competitions. Most of them were virtuosic, and they did it with accuracy and precision, and made me say to myself, wow, they are very good, so that's why they won. But from that concert, what I remember most were the songs like Ikaw ang lahat sa akin, Waray-waray, You are the love of my life, what else? Yesterday, Let It Be, Bebuti nga. These songs were the ones I easily remembered. And when they were singing that, it was like them telling me, hey, look, we sing these songs also. And it made me think to myself, I could do that. I can sing those songs also. And it was there that I told myself, I would like to be one of those seated singers on stage. Someday, I will be. And that evening of that concert, I was inspired. I was transformed. I was changed. I want to sing. But it took me more than 3 years after that to gather strength and courage to try it out with this group, with the Madrigal Singers. And shortly after I joined in, I started to realize why this group was very good. Professor Andrea Veneracion is the choirmaster, or the founder. She was a hard worker. She was very passionate about making music, about helping us make beautiful sounds, and together we made beautiful music. And it was really something contagious, I felt. It was contagious. Her passion was contagious, that you can't stay in the rehearsals with her without getting infected with that drive, with that passion of making music. I remember she always told us that winning in competitions is not the most important thing. The real competition is found in the rehearsal room, where everyone strives to be better, where each of the singers strive to be better, knowing that the other singers are counting on him or on her, so that the whole group can make a beautiful piece of music. This network of dependency teaches the individual to trust the others and to be worthy of that trust at the same time. That only by working together and collaborating with each other can you achieve that larger and common good. We have always been asked, up to now, what is the secret of the MADS? And there is only one answer that I reply with, and it's the same answer that our founder used to say. We pray and we work hard. We pray before every time we enter the stage. And we work harder so that we can perform better. Making music, or rather making many people sing together and produce a good sound, is really a hard work. I always compare the conductor or choirmaster to an artist, and on her palette are different colors. The singers are the different colors. And in the MADs, there are only 20 or so singers, very few compared to other choirs. And it always amazes me how our founder would mix them all up, those different colors, and come up with a very beautiful piece of music. I remember in one song we were doing this song about the different kinds of birds that come out during springtime, and in Europe, of course. And in one rehearsal, she would tell us that to imitate the sounds of those birds. She had to reprimand one singer because instead of doing what the rest of the group was doing, she was producing a sound like a hawk or an eagle, very different from ours. In our group, we don't want our conductor telling us, hey, your voice sticks out. That's not a very good thing to hear from your conductor. But sometimes it does happen. Once in a while, we get to sing with other choirs, and some of us would think that is an opportunity for us to be less sensitive to other singers. And but 2 years ago, we had an opportunity to sing with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. This is one of the best, probably large choirs in the U.S. And imagine, there are more than 300 singers of them. And some of the singers from the MADs thought that for us to be heard, we have to sing louder, we have to sing stronger. Those few singers who thought that way forgot that in any choir, it is not important that you be heard individually. It's more important to be able to contribute to the total sound. So in one of the rehearsals, the conductor of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir had to approach us and tell us, Madrigals, you are very good, but please take it easy on the vibrato. Imagine all those 300 choristers singing in a very straight tone, very light tone, and one of the singers from the Philippines would sing, it was like there's a white board and there's a black dot right there, distracting. It was distracting. Something similar happened in the 90s also, in one choral festival where we sang not just with one choir, but with many other choirs. And for European choirs, usually they have really strong singers. And in the MADs at the time, we had this opera singer, a tenor, who thought that it was an opportunity to sing out at that time. So what he did was to really sing as loud as he could. In one of the loudest part of the piece, the conductor had to stop and made a request. Can the Filipino Pavarotti please sing a little softer? Oh no, you're ashamed. Once in a while in the MADs we go out of our way to help other choirs in the different places around the country. And it is our own way of reaching out, because we know that many of them have been inspired by the MADs all these years. No? And what we do is we go out to them and share our knowledge and our skills, because we know that because of distance, those choirs in those places are not able to access the training, enough training to be better singers, better conductors, and better choristers. In the MADs, we are not encouraged to stay very long. In fact, we are encouraged to stay just a few years, but long before a singer decides to leave, he or she would have acquired that drive to teach others, to share with other singers that same knowledge and skill that she already acquired or he already acquired in the MADS. For 30 years now, we have been organizing this festival of choirs wherein we feature these choirs conducted by our singers. And I, for myself, would have my own choirs participate here. From a few years in 1983, the festival had grown enormously. In the last few years, we have been, the festival would last for a week or so, just for us to be able to feature all these choirs, more than 60 choirs. For example, I have my boys choir that I founded 2 years, just 2 years after I joined the MADS. We call it the Claret Boys Choir. And a few years after that, these same boys, wanted to sing some more, wanted to continue singing, even though they have their voices changed already. So now we have another choir, the Kilyawan Male Choir. And a few years ago, we had the sisters this time and the cousins of these boys. They didn't want to be left out, so they wanted a choir for themselves. So we had the Voces Aurore girls choir. But once in a while we would sing together and decided to have a name for that, and so we called them the Consortium of Voices. I would like to end with just one more lesson that I learned from our founder. In every concert, in every performance of the MADS, we always believe that it is an opportunity to touch the lives of those who have come to listen to us. It doesn't matter whether there are few or a lot of people. It doesn't matter if it's in Teatro Colón, in Buenos Aires, or in an open space somewhere in the country. It doesn't matter whether it's in a EDSA Shangri-La Mall or in the best concert hall in Singapore at the Esplanade. It doesn't matter if it's in a very nice cathedral in Europe or a small chapel in Payatas. There will always be that one person who will be influenced with our singing, and we believe that we sing for that one person. We are celebrating our 50th year this year, and we invite everyone to join us in our celebration by joining a choir. And if you are already in a choir, we invite you to just keep on singing and keep on singing together. Thank you very much.